Good evening, one and all. I'm your VibeMistress Stephanie Renee, joined by my beautiful and oh so talented co-host Shareese. How you doing tonight, girl?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm tired, and I'm not gonna front like I'm not, but I am energized by being able to be here and share in the music with you and do something other than work. How about
Yes,
that? So
yes.
this is good. And as our folks, start logging on and join us, I would be remiss if I didn't have a little bit of a party right here at the top of the show because it is a very special day. And so we're going to let people come in to some music today, if that's all right.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Work on out. Los hombres calientes. Urban mix. What the hell? The Rebirth Brass Band. Yo, super. Turn it up. Touchdown. Don't be scared. Think I'm playing? So you think I'm playing? Bring up, here we go. Open up, here we go.
All right, I just had to get started that way.
Yes, to the party since we're not in New Orleans
That's
tonight.
right. Laissez le bon temps rouler. It is Mardi Gras officially.
Yes,
And so a shout out to all my family and friends down in Crescent City. I know y'all are getting it in tonight. Shout out to
yes.
the people all around the world who are celebrating Carnival, and a special note of love and prayers out to the folks in Sao Paulo, Brazil, who experienced some major storms and flooding.
Wow.
It tore them up. They had to cancel a lot of the Carnival celebrations
Oh, no.
because folks are just underwater. And so, we know that is it's terrible. This is the time of year that you wait for this party and this celebration. So to not be able to do that because of a natural disaster is just a shame. So I just had to sprinkle a little of that love here at the top of the program.
Let me add on, piggyback, if you will, onto your our good spirited feelings. Sao Paulo, we are praying for you. We love you. Today is also my nephew Jovan's birthday.
Yeah.
He turned 33 today.
Oh my Lord.
Yes, he's 33. Grown, all the way grown. But yes, it's his birthday today, so I want to say happy birthday to you, Jovan. I don't think he's watching, but happy birthday anyway. I love you very much. Very proud of you.
Yes, that is a beautiful thing. Well, in the spirit of all of that, every week on this show we celebrate. But
Yes,
tonight is special because we have done a show about siblings, right? We've done the concept of family in the music, but to be able to really look at how that musical history and legacy is handed down through generations is a particularly special kind of thing. And that's what we're doing on tonight's show. Our theme is generations.
Yes.
So it's how the elders have taken the lead and done their thing culturally, and how it has trickled down to the younger ones. And, Shareese, we preach this gospel all the time.
Every week. Every week we remind you all the music that you love and that you appreciate. We know good music, right? And so we always, Stephanie and I are always encouraging you to share the music that you love with the young people in your circle. that's the way you don't have so much angst after every generation comes out with its own
thing.
iteration of music and it's not quite lining up to what your ears are accustomed to and liking. You bring that, if you keep that thread of good music through your generations, they'll have the new stuff, but then that good stuff that we love will still be right there, you know.
Absolutely.
So that's something that we encourage you to do every week. And this week, to the extent that we're talking about parents and kids in the music industry.
Yes. And listen, I appreciate the fact that I had, as I say all the time, uncool parents, because my uncool parents gave me Leontine Price and Dionne Warwick and Barbara Streisand right along with all of my hip hop and all of my funk that I love and that raised me up. I got jazz as a part of that later than I should have, given my father's age and his influence around all those things. But I still got it because we listen to music as a family.
Right.
So, you know, that's what tonight's show is really, really trying to do, to bring us together. We got family, of course, hanging out with us as we always do in the chat. If this is your first time tuning in, then you should know that we encourage everyone who is watching live to go to YouTube, go to the Soul Sanctuary Inc. YouTube channel, and there you can post directly to the live chat. Now, if you are watching on either LinkedIn or if you are watching on Facebook, then those comments don't come directly through to us. The LinkedIn does, but we had to stop streaming to Facebook because they were hating on how we were sharing our music, and it just did not make for a good experience.
Right.
So we are now on YouTube directly, we're on LinkedIn, and we're on Twitter. So you can watch us live in any of those venues and share with us. But we always encourage people to go to the YouTube channel because your live chat comes directly into us, and we can share it on screen as we just have with all the folks who are checking us out.
We love seeing you guys in the comments. I know I got people who are watching who are not logged into their YouTube accounts. Thank you for watching us, and hopefully you'll enjoy. But we want to interact too. We want to interact with you like we interacting with Samantha and Bessie, Tashawana, and Craig. You know, I know there's more of you guys, but we're still happy to have you here. So stick around. We're gonna have some fun tonight.
Absolutely. So Shareese, your first selection for the night is totally appropriate given this 50th anniversary of hip hop that we are now celebrating here in 2023. Yes. And listen, I can hardly believe that I'm old enough to say that I know when hip hop first came to commercial consciousness.
Right.
Like, I don't believe I'm this old.
It's
but
amazing.
It's really crazy to think that this music that is the sound of our generation. This is Generation X's music. Yes, for real. And
I'm very excited about the fact that I was around when the first hip hop song came out, when the first hip hop, you know, when the first parties started, and that first style of hip hop, and hip hop is more than just rapping. It's the rapping, the graffiti, the breakdancing, and you know, so we have a good foundation, and that's again why we love this music. And this is why when we think about these topics, we think back to the music that we grew up on, and we want to keep that going. And all the kids in my circle already know. Well, call with Aunt Shareese, what you listening to? You know what I'm saying? You already know. They never even asked me to change the station or nothing. They sing along. Why? Because they've been since yay high. That's what I've been giving them. If they ain't getting it nowhere else, they're getting it with me. And the first song. Well, okay, let's talk about the first combo, parent and child combo. As you said, the father here is part of an iconic institution in hip hop. One of my absolute favorites. I just love their style and everything. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to make you guess. It's Run DMC. Run is my dude. Like, you know, it's so crazy because years ago, he was part of a cipher. I don't know which BET Awards, hip hop award. I don't know what it was, but he was part of a cipher with. Again, this theme is like, even though you came in with the theme, I'm like, oh shoot, this is so appropriate. It was a cipher with him and his two oldest sons, Reverend Run, I don't know.
Yeah, Run.
And his two sons, and then Ice Cube and his two sons. And they did like their little cipher on the rooftop. It was amazing, and it reminded people that Run got bars. Okay, of all 6 of those that were up there, his was the one that like shut it all down. And so, another thing I love about Run DMC is that even though their lyrics was straight up hip hop, but it wasn't a whole lot of cussing. It wasn't a whole lot of, violence and stuff. They really got their point across, and the beats was killing you. Jam Master Jay was a genius on the turntables. Hey, Troy. And so that's one of the reasons why they're one of my favorites. And I didn't even choose my absolute favorite song by them, which is Sucker MCs, because I really wanted us to highlight on this theme that it's about him as much as possible, right, being the highlight of this song. So that's why I chose tonight Run's House, which is a little bit later on in their career, but again, these are the things that make you realize when somebody is truly talented, that from the 80s to when Run's House came out, he still was hot. Like, okay, like what? Still rocking the party and all that stuff. So I was glad that we even had a song that highlighted Run, because I almost picked Peter Piper too, because they was hot, but then they were talking about Jam Master Jay, so I was like, okay. Yeah. Let's focus. And then I went to Run's House because it's about Run and his influence, his everything. So that's what I chose tonight. Run DMC featuring Run on Run's House.
And we double dog dare you to be able to get all the way through this song without chiming in on the chorus.
Okay.
So, make it a party. Let's go.
Yes.
We had a whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say whose house, y'all know what time it is. Whose house? Run's house. I want to again, my friend, not a trend for van. They said rap was crap and never half this ran till the ruler came with a cooler name. Made you dance and prance and drove
song so strong and make them come along. Come in the door, get on the floor. Hard rock, hard hitting, hip hop, hardcore. Causing casualties and catastrophes and tragedies for the suck MC. Using strategies to get the best of me. You dirty rat MCs, whoever you may be. You need to go down south, you need to shut your mouth. It's all about, no doubt, just shout, cause we're turning out. Who's Run time! Who's Run time!
I heard that. And we are back, just kicking off our show this evening in the theme Generations. And Shareese brought us a classic courtesy of Run DMC. So we hope that you all had your arms and your lighters in the air and just getting into that vibe tonight, because that is a great way to kick it off. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I took a slightly different tack in terms of how I wanted to represent this theme, because I didn't split up my songs. I went for songs that had the generations performing together. And so, you know, we're going to just bring you into this legacy vibe that we are celebrating tonight in a bunch of different ways. But I was so glad to see that you had, you know, I ride hard for hip hop on this show all the time.
Yes, yes.
So people expect that from me. But I was glad to see that you selected some hip hop so that I could just flow right into that with my first selection of the evening. Now, people should also know that there's something special to me about fathers and sons performing together, right? Because we have so many rules in our society about how men don't display their sensitivity in public. We just had this whole big debate going on Black Twitter and social media all week long about Jonathan Majors and Pink and A$AP Rocky and his the Vogue cover with Rihanna and their family, and oh my Lord, all of the comments about, you know, standing behind the woman, being subservient and soft, and while she's just ridiculousness. So I
anything to have a problem with.
It's just so horrible, and I just feel like when we get a chance to see fathers and sons together, especially performing together and openly expressing their affection for one another and respect for one another as artists, then that's something that I'm trying to shout from the rooftops.
Yes.
And this one, you know, I am not a person, as hard as I ride for hip hop, there's some stuff that doesn't necessarily make it to my collection immediately upon release.
Right.
It takes me a moment to sort of catch up with what the hype is all about and really sit still and listen. So this one grabbed me right away, because as hard as I ride for hip hop, I also ride hard for the blues, because I think that we don't listen to it and talk about it enough in contemporary society. There's a reason why R&B is rhythm and blues, right? It is so influential on the music that we listen to, but we don't absorb it the way that we absorb our contemporary music. So here we got hip hop and we got blues, we got father and son. So this one is from Nas, also featuring his father, Oludara.
Yes.
And this song is called Bridging the Gap.
The light is there.
You see, I come from Mississippi. I was young and running wild. Ended up in New York City, where I had my first child. I named the boy Nasir. All the boys call him Nas. I told him as a youngster, he'll be the greatest man alive.
Let's go. magnificent. Hey, Chuck Berry of this rap skit. Styles I mastered, many brothers snatched it up and tried to match it. But I'm still number one, everyday real. Speak what I want, I don't care what y'all feel, cause I'm my own master. My pop told me be your own boss, keep integrity at every cost. And his home was Natchez, Mississippi. Did it like Miles and Dizzy, now we getting busy. Bridging the gap from the blues to jazz to rap. The history of music on this track. Born in the game, discovered my father's music like French searching through boxes of Purple Rain. But my Minneapolis was the bridge, home of the super kids. Some are well known, some doing bids. I might have ended up on the wrong side of the tracks if Pops wouldn't have pulled me back and said, yo.
See, I come from Mississippi. I was young and running wild. Ended up in New York City,
New York,
where I had my first child.
that's me, y'all.
I named the boy Nasir.
Yeah,
All the boys call him now.
that's what's up.
I told him as a youngster, he'll be the greatest man alive. Greatest man alive.
Yeah,
Great,
turn it up.
great man
The blues
alive.
came from gospel for blues. Slaves are harmonizing them ahs and oohs. Old school, new school, no school rules. All these years I've been voicing my blues. I'm an artist from the start. Hip hop got in my heart. Graffiti on the wall could've ended in Sparfit. Juvenile delinquent. But Pops gave me the right type of tools to think with. Books to read, like X and stuff. Cause the school said the kids had dyslexia. In art class I was a compulsive sketcher of teachers in my homeroom. I drew pics to mess them up, cause none of them would like my style. Read more books than the curriculum profile. Said, Mr. Jones, please come get your child, cause he's writing mad poems and his verses are wild.
I was born in Mississippi. I was young and running wild. Moved to New York City, where I had my first child. I named the boy Nasir. All the boys call him now. I told him as a youngster, he'll be the greatest man alive. Greatest man, the greatest
Tell
man
him.
alive.
Hey, my papa was not a rolling stone. He been around the world blowing his horn. Still he came home, then he got grown, changed his name to Olu. Come on, tell him about all the places you gone to.
I've been to Saudi Arabia, Mozambique,
Yeah.
Madagascar, Paris, Greece.
Uh-huh.
But little Africa is where we live, better known as
Queensbridge, Nas, you don't stop. Oludara in the house, you don't stop. Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, you don't stop. From the blues to street hop, you don't stop. Tell him, Pop,
Yeah, I come from Mississippi.
let him know.
I was young and running wild.
Running wild,
Ended up in New York City,
yeah,
where I had my first child.
that's me.
I named the boy Nasir.
Yeah, daddy,
All the boys call him now.
love you, boy.
I told him as a youngster, he'll be the greatest man alive.
You the greatest, Pop.
Greatest man alive.
You the greatest, Pop.
Great man alive.
I heard that. See, doesn't that song just it puts a smile on your face?
Yes, that's awesome. And that song was so good. Not only did Nas have it on his own album, Street's Disciple, but it was picked up for 2 soundtracks, Cadillac Records and Creed.
Yeah.
So this is another example of music lasting through, going through the years,
Yes.
for the song to be chosen for 2 soundtracks after it was
Yes.
already released on his album. That's something to raise an eyebrow at. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and
It
just
was
that whole love you, boy, like that connectedness between father and son, I just think
Yes.
is really special.
I agree.
So, you gave us Run.
Yes.
We're gonna stay in this hip hop vein for a minute. You gave us Run, and you mentioned that he appeared on the show with 2 of his oldest sons, and so now we get the younger generation.
Yes, and let me just say this. Of all I tried reality TV for a long time and had to give it up. It was disgusting. But there were a few shows that I was just like, I would watch it again if it came out again. And Run's House was one of those shows. I loved that show, especially because we got to see these little kids grow into, well, by the time the show was over, they weren't adults. Well, the two girls were,
Right.
but the boys, the youngest two boys were like, they were so cute, and the little babies, he was so cute. So, and I remember, if you watched the show, if you followed it at all, you knew that Run's son JoJo was always in the studio. I never got any music from him or what have you. And growing up behind him were Diggy and Russie. And little did I know that Diggy would wind up being the one to release all this music. He has 2 albums. So when I realized that I remembered that he had music a few years ago, I was like, oh, let me go see what he got. He had 2 whole albums, and I listened to both of the albums, and again, this is why I'm telling you that the influence that we have on the young people in our circles. That first album he had when he released it, he was 17 years old. Everything was like age appropriate. Mm-hmm. He wasn't cussing. He wasn't, the lyrics was so reminiscent of his father and that their group, Run DMC, the fact that they got their point across. They were very lyrically gifted. The beats was hitting. Same thing with Diggy's first album. Then he had another album, I want to say 6 years later. So he was like 23. Mm-hmm. And I had to kind of like search through it to find something that I kind of wanted to share tonight. The stuff is good. It's just more along the lines of what we're hearing now. And mm-hmm. At the beginning of that. But one thing for sure, he still has his own kind of style. Like, I really still appreciate the fact that he figured out his own voice. He didn't go with the cookie cutter thing. So I really still appreciate Diggy. He grew up to be so handsome. He's so handsome.
Right. And I'm just, this is a warning to all of the women who have not seen him grown. I have photos, so it'll be a comparison to little Diggy and contemporary Diggy, and check your cougar claws.
Yeah, retract your claws, because he's still a baby. He's very handsome, but I saw some behind the scenes stuff that he was when he was making certain videos and stuff, and I was just so impressed with the fact that he's a young man growing up in this industry with a legend for a father. And all his music, even when he does use profanity, it's not gratuitous. It's not like every other word is some kind of it still feels so genuine to me. Mm-hmm. And the video, the video for one of his songs, I can't think of the name of it now, reminded me of the Run's House video, because if you saw the Run's House video, he had hip hop from every generation in this video, and they were all in honor of him and of course Run DMC, but it was Run's House. So, but it was like all these, and he even had like Pete Rock and CL Smooth on it. So it was just like reminiscent when Diggy had another video much like that in the street with all these different grown men around him supporting him. So anyway, the song that I chose tonight came from Diggy's second album, Lighten Up, which came out in 2018. Mm-hmm. And it's actually the song that he promoted as a single. So I'm late to the party with a lot of stuff. So you may have heard it yourself. If not, then sit back and listen to if you've not heard his voice, like Stephanie said, you ain't seen him. If you haven't heard him since he was this little cute little 10-year-old boy on Run's House, just be prepared, because he all the way grown now.
Exactly. You have been warned.
You've been warned. And as we always say, and as he says in the title of the song, it is what it is.
Check it out.
It is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. Never play yourself, pay yourself.
It is what it is. Go ahead, do it big. On your way to try to do it big, try your best not to do it big. I wanted mama to be proud of this. Start the push and see how loud it is. Start a business, we can make a killing. Stop the pain, we can start the healing. Was in my head around the clock. I had to tell the devil stop. Go and give it what you got. What you got is a lot. And that's the truth, ain't no need to lie. I'm on the other side, I don't need to die. I've been getting blessings, I ain't even tried. Took a break and they mistaken for demise. Looking dead at you, bet I look alive. What you mad at? This a glad rap. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, never play yourself, pay yourself, nigga. It is what it is. Go ahead, do it big. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, never play yourself, pay yourself. It is what it is. Go ahead, do it big. Coming back's only for the gold. Jesus Christ on parade floats. Real rappers so rare nowadays. I was unaware they made those. Forget the memories of the old me. They better run me what they owe me. Cold shoulder don't hold heat. He ain't cold, focus just on OD. I'm more than getting by. Case of Rasa. See the gold, then I take them by surprise. I'ma thrive, baby, ain't a doubt in mine. Thinking otherwise, then you out of mind. It don't matter what amount of time. If this ain't heaven, then I gotta climb. We putting God over dollar signs. The God inside me asking, who am I? It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, never play yourself, pay yourself. It is what it is. Go ahead, do it big. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, never play yourself, pay yourself. It is what it is. Go ahead, do it big. What I don't have is what I don't need. Dive deep and I won't breathe. Under pressure in a dark place. What you don't see is what you should believe. Big mama clapping tambourine. My mama clapping Hercules. Lil mama clapping acting up. My audience get me lit as fuck. Drop the world on a young nigga. Got surprised when I lifted up. When I was sitting, it was written. I was figuring how to use my superpowers. Every night working stupid hours. Through the city like an Uber driver. Pick the money up like we do with flowers. Till this whole garden you and ours. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, never play yourself, pay yourself. It is what it is. Go ahead, do it big. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, never play yourself, pay yourself. It is what it is. Go ahead, do it big.
I heard that. Now, Shareese knows that what I immediately gravitated toward, because of course I had never heard this song before Shareese said she was going to put it in the show. And I was like, oh, check out the little acapella chorus. Like, I was like, that's cute. It's cute.
Yes. And you know, it's so weird because videos aren't marketed anymore, like at all. But if you use YouTube as your listening tool, you will find videos for everything. Like almost every song has a video to it, and you know,
at least a lyric video,
right? At least that. And but his video, like he has videos for the songs he's released, and they are really artistic. Like he's a very, I feel, a very good artist. I've really enjoyed this research that I did trying to find a song. And he had quite a few. I would have done the older stuff, but then I was like, let's bring it to where he is currently.
Right.
And then you see if you go into the rabbit hole like I did, you'll see him doing like there's some, I don't know who I can't think of who it is, but some radio station that does like this, like I think they call it the hot seat. I can't remember what it was, but he did it years ago, and it's like you get to do a freestyle or what have you. and he did it when he was younger, and then he did it more recently. And I was like, dang, Diggy, you really are good. Like he really is a good lyricist. I'm very excited for the career that he's building. I'm so glad that even though this is his father, like I think he didn't mention Run at all. I think he just like referenced him in one song that I listened to. Other than that, it's really just about him and his own craft, and I appreciate that too. Not that I would be mad, because if you're legitimately talented, then why not? But he doesn't do that. That's not his style, and so I was just really excited to discover all this music from him. And again, I'm glad that I chose him. Diggy Daniel. His name is Daniel.
Yes, Daniel Simmons. Yes.
Yes.
And how cute, right? That Run named his sons after his brothers.
Yes, I love that. So yes.
So that is very, very cool. Well, I laugh. Those of you who have seen the show before, joined us, especially live, know that I always joke with Shareese that she tends to pick the longest song in every show. Although I hold the record for Enough is Enough. But tonight I am playing the longest song.
All right.
And it's because this one in particular builds up. And though father and son are together on the same track, son leads and father brings up the end.
Okay.
And this was tradition with this father and son combination, especially because son is named after the father. So I used to love getting Common's albums, because I knew that at some point before the album was over, there was going to be an interlude featuring Pops.
Yes.
And it just, he is no longer with us. So I'm also very thankful that Common had the foresight to say, let my father come on and just spit some wisdom on my albums while he was on this side.
Right.
So that he could go back and he could listen to that. His children can listen to that, and they can understand who this man was. Right. And as much as, listen, I had one of those dads, love my father dearly, but we did not always see eye to eye. And there were some things we had to work out, but we always worked it out through the music. If there was misunderstanding, if there was some other stuff going on with us, then inevitably it was going to be music that was going to bring us back to a happy space where we could hug it out, work it out.
Awesome.
And so this is the kind of vibe that I wanted to bring to this show, where we're talking about generations and men being able to come together as men, express their love for one another, and share their art with one another, which I think is a really, really special thing. Yes. So from the album B, I give you Common featuring Bilal, and then Pops brings up the reprise. This song is called It's Your World.
Night blows, stoves don't work, hoes at work, a warrior, so I wear 'em on my shirt. Wish I was free as Che was. I spend a day buzz, tripping on hype, switching for nights and different flavors. The age of Cain and Big Daddy, show body caddies. Uncle's name Larry, they really never grabbed me. My mother gave birth, but she really never had me. Left to the hood to play daddy, raised by niggas named Butch, Scooter, Baby. Well, wait, so they wait, status on the streets, license place to say they. Motto, this is Chicago in the heyday. Similar to good times, I guess that I was JJ, a skinny nigga. Young girls with penny figures. So many niggas stacked upon each other, it's the black upon each other that we love so much. Wonder how many of us is drugs go touch. Used to gang bang, ain't really thug that much. Rather have some thick broads in the dust to clutch. Went to school in Baton Rouge for a couple of years. My college career got down with a couple of beers. Came back home, now I gotta pay back loans. Same niggas, same block, same shit they own. Only thing different, quicker. They click that chrome in my defense. Yo, I had to hit that zone, man to man. I'm good working with my hands. My generation never understood working for the man. And of being broke, I ain't a fan. Now I stand in the same spot as my old man. My life, I plan not to be on this corner. I still wanna see California, but this is my world.
It's your world.
Yeah.
It's your world. It's your world. It's your world. It's your world. It's your world.
Yeah. Life and death blow around us. 4 pounds and pounds of earth from out of towners. It's hard to stay grounded. We stay high. That's why old folks down us. Lost, nobody found us. The force that surrounds us ain't with us. They get us on the ground and hit us. We paint pictures of the change under their names and scriptures. Removed from earth, only to return through birth. Knew this girl selling her body, but she knew what it was worth. Between God and trash, looking in every car that passed. With a walk that suggests head. Some milk niggas, she was breastfed. She no dairy, so she say cheese to get bread. In the area where it's more weaves and less dreads. Kinda scary amongst thieves and bass heads. Said it was her toes, but I could tell her so hurt. She was cold turk. Growing up, she got to know her very well in a world where self-hate is overt. Her stepfather thought he was Ike, so her mother he strikes. She got to like-minded niggas who like crimes and figures, doing white lines and liquor. See hard times and kicked her in the ass that used to be thicker. Life is fast, some choose to be quicker. I remember in high school, she had a passion to sing. Now she see herself in a casket and dreams. These are the children of crack and rap, blacks that lack self-esteem. Yo, we forgot the dream on our Jeffersons, y'all, but we forgot the theme in the shop. We even rooting for a garbage team. This queen never seen herself on this corner. She still wanna see California, but this is her world.
It's your world.
Yeah.
It's your world.
A doctor. I want to be a football player. I want to be an astronaut.
I want to be an obstetrician.
I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a fashion designer. A gym teacher. I want to be an architect. I want to be a duck. I want to be a wrestler. I want to be a dancer.
I want to be the first African American female president.
I want to be a police officer. I want to be a rock star. I want to be a gymnastics teacher. I want to be a captain of a police station. I want to be a drummer. I want to be an actress. I want to be a superstar.
Be here, be there, be that, be this. Be grateful for life. Be grateful to life. Be gleeful every day for being the best swimmer among 500,000. Be nine. Be you. Be mom's lean pie. Be little black Sambo with bad hair. Be aware of Willie Lynchism. Be boundless energy. Be a 4-star ghetto general. Be no one except I. Be food for thought to the growing mind. Be the author of your own horoscope. Be invited. Be long-living. Be forgiving. Be not forgetful. Be a proud run, only to return to fight another day. Be peaceful, if possible, but justice at any rate. Be high when you're low. Be on time, but know when to go. Be cautious of the road to college, taking a detour through Vietnam or the Middle East. Be visual of foreclosure over your shoulder while begging a nation built on free labor for reparation. Be a cartographer, a map maker. Be able to find Afro-American land. Search thoroughly, it may be close to black land. Be amended 5/5. Be amended 5/5 human. Be the owner of more land than is set aside for wildlife. Be Cupid to world government. Be found among the truth lost tribe. Be at full strength when walking through the valley. Be not foolish as temporary king of the mountaintop. Be a brilliant soul, sparkling in the galaxy while walking on earth. Be loved by God as much as God loved Gandhi and Martin Luther King. Be that last one of 144,000. Be the resident of the 12th house. Be eternal.
I heard that. I got to tell y'all, there is very little that I love more than the laughter of children and hearing people in the midst of their creative moment who don't take themselves so seriously that they can't laugh at themselves. Yes. If you stumble over a word or you hit a note that wasn't quite where you were trying to go, or you're trying to give directions to the band, like, take it back to the chorus, you know, that kind of stuff. I love people who are just in the moment, doing what they do. And like I said,
that song is dope.
Isn't that great?
Oh my gosh.
He said, look on a map. He said, look for African American land. If you look hard, it'll be really close to black land. Pops had those moments, man.
Yes.
And I'm just thankful that Common shared him with us. We should be thankful that Common shared him with us, because a lot of people don't have those moments.
Right.
You know, we got a lot of stuff we got to work out in our homes, in our communities. Yeah. So Common shared his pops for the people that don't have one. That's right. And that was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
It was. It really was. I enjoyed that.
Thank you, Craig. I'm glad you approve. And so that was the first half, y'all. We still pushing. We still got more of that parent-child energy to share with you in the second half of the show. And Shareese, look, first of all, you know, I know your high hit list when it comes to artists that you love. And so when I saw this grown man on your list, I said, oh, how interesting, because I was not aware of the son. So this is a whole thing y'all about to get now. And now I turn it back over to Shareese for her to lead you into her next selection.
Yes, I'm smiling so hard. I feel my cheeks are hurting because I love Jeffrey Osborne. He is like Stephanie said, he is way at the tippy top of all artists for me. I love his style. He's still touring. He could have been on our Living Legends episode.
Absolutely.
Before. He's still touring, still creating music. And so randomly, well, maybe not randomly, but one of the groups that I'm in on Facebook, someone posted a little clip of Jeffrey Osborne singing in concert. Mm-hmm. And I think it was I think it was Concentrate on You, the song that he was singing.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, I gotta go find this whole concert now. What? That little clip? No, I need to. So I'm on YouTube, and I find the whole concert.
Okay.
It was from like 2014, I think. I feel like he was like 74 at the time of this concert, and he's like 70 something else now, 77, 70. I don't know. The man is up there, but you cannot tell by looking at him or listening.
He wears it well. Listen, I just as a brief aside while you're here, and because it is Mardi Gras, I saw Jeffrey Osborne live at Jazz Fest, and it must have been 2018. I'm just, it's the before times, right? Yeah. But still, at New Orleans Jazz Fest, on stage with the Christian McBride Big Band. And let me tell you, first of all, he was in fine voice, but it is hilarious as now a middle-aged woman to be sitting in an audience full of older women who still, they had enough decorum not to throw panties on the stage. But the energy that they were beaming at that man while he sang with his beautiful voice and his perfect grooming was hilarious. It was hilarious. So he still got it.
The same thing was happening during this concert that I was watching. And I watched him also because I went on a binge for the of the Sinbad Soul.
Aruba.
Yeah, he went to a few islands when he did that whole series of concerts on HBO, and Jeffrey Osborne he performed, and so but I could have picked so many. I mean, you already know I could spend multiple episodes just sharing my favorite Jeffrey Osborne songs with LTD and as a solo artist. But what I chose tonight was very purposeful because all of my songs are not just father and then son. This song here, off of his 2018.
Tell your cousin stop.
This is why I don't mess with. I try not to look at the comments. I really do. Greg acts up every time. Okay. So no, this song is from his 2018, his most recent release, which is called Worth It All. And this song, so when I watched that old concert, I wanted to give a little background. When I watched that old concert, he brought his son, Jeffrey Osborne Jr., out on the stage. He was playing one of those little things. I don't know what that thing is, like a little digital song, and track and sound and drum beat, whatever. He did that while he was playing, and then he said that his son does his sound. And something that he said made me, when you came up with this theme, remember that I think his son has music out. I think his son has released something. So I went looking, and this was the pairing that I had to do a lot of research on, because the Jeffrey Osborne Jr. is his son.
Almost nowhere to be found.
And Lord have mercy, I could not. I was like, "Is this him? Is this him?" Like I'm Googling. I'm going his Instagram page. I'm like, I don't know this. I had to go to Google Images, see an old picture of his. Jeffrey Osborne doesn't even take a lot of pictures with his family,
right?
So I was like, "Is this him now?" Because I was like, "They look like it could be him from that old concert." It took a long time for me to confirm that. Jeffrey Osborne Jr. is also Monk Wave.
Yeah, and we'll get to that. So y'all got to understand, it's father first, and then we'll get to son.
Yes, but just so you know, his son. The reason why I picked this song is because the song is called "Work It," and he actually features his son on this song.
Aha!
So father and son are actually on one of my songs. Okay, a little bit, you know. And what you'll love about this song from Jeffrey Osborne is that it stays true to his style. His voice sounds impeccable. It's a Jeffrey Osborne song. I don't know what else, you know. And it's a great song. And the album, Worth It All, I recommend you go and check it out. At least sample all the songs on there, because I didn't buy the whole album, but I did buy a few of the songs. So and those are the ones that I guess I'm just, you know, the wagging old lady on the front lawn. I like the old stuff. That's me, you know. So the songs that I got, and that doesn't mean I won't go back and finish buying the whole album, because I do that sometimes. But in this case, because of our theme, I absolutely chose this song called "Work It," which he actually co-wrote with his son and featured him on it as well. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and it'll inspire you to go and check out the album.
Sure enough. Here we go. Work it. Work it.
Ooh, yeah. Oh. Out here in the pouring rain, girl, I'm right outside your door, baby. Nothing's keeping me away, no. I fight through any storm for you. Hey, my clothes are soaking wet now. Wanna throw them on your floor, babe. Oh, and that's alright with me, yeah. How lucky can a grown man be? I like the way you work it. Like the way you work it. Hey, 'cause you're so damn good, I wanna say you're perfect. I like the way you work it. Like the way you work it. Girl, you're hearing it from me now. I wanna say you're perfect. Oh, I'm out here ringing your bell, and you know what I'm coming for. So hurry up, baby, right now. Open that door. Oh, I like the way you work it. Like the way you work it. Oh, 'cause you're so damn good, I wanna say you're perfect. I like the way you work it. I like the way you work it. Girl, you're hearing it from me now. I wanna say you're perfect.
Calling, I'm trying to reach you. Hauling ass down the freeway, and girl, I'm dying to meet you. Back at your spot so we can start doing our grown thing. Come on, pick up, now I know you hearing the phone ring. Last week I was sitting out in the pouring rain, waiting for hours while craving all of your sweets. It started making me sour, but the way that you work is so great. I don't care, girl, it's well worth the wait. I sent the text, I just parked on your street. Got no response, I just hope you ain't sleep.
Oh, I'm out here ringing your bell, and you know what I'm coming for. So hurry up, baby, right now. Open that door. Oh, I like the way you work it. Like the way you work it. Oh, 'cause you're so damn good, I wanna say you're perfect. I like the way you work it. I like the way you work it. Girl, you're hearing it from me now. Wanna say you're perfect.
Oh, there you go. Now you know how I feel about you. Work it. Oh, yeah. Work it. Oh, there you go. Now you know how I feel about you. Work it. Oh, work it. I heard that.
Little naughty song. I
Okay.
ain't mad at that at all.
But tell me that wasn't like classic Jeffrey. Like he did not stray away from the formula. Like he
Not at all.
stayed right with it, and that's what I love about him. Even through all of the years, him and my other upper echelon, the ones that the vocalists that I'm just like nuts about, they know, they found their voices and just stayed with that, and that's what we appreciate. So
absolutely, it's a beautiful thing. But like I say, as you looked up the recent concerts, I've seen a fairly recent concert. I'm telling you that even live, not with studio enhancements, live on stage, Jeffrey Osborne not only can sing his face off, but he also knows how to entertain the audience. He's a performer.
Yes.
He shares
Absolutely
the music, and it's great.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. I love that about him. I've seen him live myself at music festivals, and he's always the highlight of whatever day or whatever it is. He's the one that people are like, oh, I got to see Jeffrey Osborne. And for this man is like kicking 80 in the back. I don't know how old he is. Like I can't remember now, but you cannot. I'm telling you, you cannot tell. Like he looks so vibrant and alive. Like he is amazing. So he just reinforces my choosing him naturally and organically as one of my absolute favorites.
I hear that, and I love it. And the idea of how you stay relevant without selling your style short,
right,
I think is really, really important. And then there are also the artists that continually reinvent themselves, but it's never corny.
Right.
It's never forced. They just flow from one style to another because they live in the music.
Yes.
And that is why I picked this next song. Now, this one is really, really dear to me because anybody who knows me knows how I feel about movie soundtracks.
Yes.
And so songs that have only appeared on a movie soundtrack and not on another album is a particular thing, because you know that this song was created with an idea in mind.
Yes.
And shared in that way. And when you start out with a group that features brothers, that features family, because there's two brothers and a cousin, then that's one thing. But anybody who knows the backstory, any of the backstory of Raphael Saadiq, knows that his family has been through a lot. And Raphael's the baby. And this is something that I know intimately, that when you're the baby and you have all these elder siblings and you're the only one of your mother and your father, then some of what you observe being the baby in this environment of a whole bunch of grown folks, grown siblings, is that there are these rules that are tried to be created to either lift you up, to give you your place among all the other siblings, or to protect you from a lot of what the elder siblings went through.
Right.
And Raphael Saadiq's most recent album, Jimmy Lee, was a way for him to musically storytell some of the tragedy that his family has been through and try and rise above it. And so, you know, everybody's got their therapy, everybody's got their thing. But I thought it was really significant that we got used to him, his brother, and his cousin as Tony, right, and understand that family connection. But we hadn't heard, at least I hadn't, prior to this song, him singing with any other members of his family. And so on this song, we've got brother and cousin plus another brother and his father. And I think
wow.
that is this whole thing, because a lot of people don't know that Raphael Sadiq's birth name is Charlie Ray Wiggins. He's named after his daddy. And so to be on a song where he gets to sing with his daddy is a particular thing. So for those of you who do not collect movie soundtracks, allow me to now direct you to the soundtrack of Jason's Lyric. And so I've given you the lead up. Tony, two brothers and a cousin, along with another brother and his father. So this is called Just Like My Papa. Y'all, I love that song.
Yo, my heart completely melted when his father started singing. Like my heart melted and drifted away. That was so sweet. Oh my God.
And again,
the lyrics, not only just hearing him singing, but what he was saying, like that was yes. I've never heard the Jason's Lyric soundtrack. I guess I'm gonna have to go check it out. Of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say now there are some that you might want to skip around on. You don't necessarily want to buy the whole album.
Right.
Not everything is a banger.
Right.
But that one right there. Oh man. Oh man.
Can't go wrong with Tony. But yes.
So you know there's a lot in that, right? So in the context of who was singing, but I read an article, New York Times, when he released the Jimmy Lee album, New York Times did a feature on Raphael to kind of talk about why now did you choose to sort of sing through the tragedy of the story. And he was like, you don't understand, being the baby, how much influence he had. Is like he was like, it was basically, it would have been so easy for him to be drug addicted, like some of his older siblings were. His sister died tragically, but his sister was a blues singer.
Wow.
And clearly his father was a blues singer. You heard that.
Yes.
And so his brother Randy, that was on that song, he's like, he always did the stylistics, like those high falsetto tones. So everybody was literally in that song, everybody was living in their creative lane. Wow. And it just all came together so beautifully. I just think
that song is great. That is a great song. Oh my God. When he started singing, I just was like, oh oh my God. Oh, did you hear what he just said? Like that was beautiful.
And especially, like I said, most people don't know that Raphael is Charlie Ray, right? So right. I won't be here forever and things will surely change. So I'm counting on you to carry on my name. What? So, and I still saved another one. That's not my last song. So you gave us part of the lead-in for your last selection of the night.
Yes.
Because we've got this father and son thing happening.
Yes. So, as I mentioned, I had a problem. Well, not a problem, but I did have a problem trying to verify, because I'm like, I don't want to go through this, and this ain't even his son, because it took a lot to confirm that Jeffrey Osborne Jr.'s industry name or stage name is Monkwave. And but every search led to Monkwave, but I was like, I don't know.
And I'm gonna put a disclaimer out before we get started that there are so few. I was like, does he scrub the internet? There are so few references to Monkwave that the one photo of a person that I found, I'm just gonna trust that the Googles led me to the right image.
I hope so.
So that it would be an actual person instead of an album cover, because there's so little.
You probably needed to watch his videos and screenshot, because that's the only way that it was the first reference to what he looks like currently. Mm-hmm. And then I had to use what I was remembering from the videos when I went to Google Images trying to get an old picture, any picture of him with his father. That's what I was trying to do. If I see this man in a picture with Jeffrey Osborne, I know that's his father. But it took a lot, and I had to find. And I'm talking about this picture. He was an adult, like a young adult. But I was so happy when I saw it, and I feel like I'm 99.99999% sure, like a DNA test. So
I'm less so. But if this is not him on the image that I found, then it's a representation of him.
Right. This is how you can imagine that Monkwave looks, but
yes,
I can't wait to see this picture. But this song is from a very recent release, 2021, from Monkwave. The album is called The Process, and the video for the title song, I think he had a mask on most of the time. So again, I couldn't identify this man. It was a lot. But I listened to I did listen to this album, The Process. And the reason why I chose the song that I'm sharing with you tonight, the Rubicon, is because when he gets to like the chorusy part, it gets very melodic. Like he's clearly a hip hop artist, but he really threw it back like to like an old school type of, again, how the fathers are influencing the sons, and there's maybe not their style, because this is not hip hop to hip hop. This is classic R&B to hip hop, but you feel his father's influence when you hear the chorusy, all the harmonies and stuff when he gets to the chorus. So that's the reason why I chose this song called The Rubicon by Monkwave, who we hope
is accurately pictured.
We really hope that he's accurately pictured. But he is the son of the legendary living legend Jeffrey Osborne, and his name is Jeffrey Osborne Jr., but his stage name is Monk Wave. Enjoy.
As greenery lifts, the scenery shifts, and all that I've dreamed begins to freely exist. Keep ear to the wise, so I'm receiving some sense as I traverse to the side behind these limousine tents. People fear the unknown, but what you do with that fear separates you from the bottom and the top of the tier. Get it clear, I don't cower under pressure, ho. You strike first and I'm bound to land a better blow. Forever go hard as Russ in any game. Switching lanes, the plane kill everybody else in the way. Now operation legit, my niggas loading up clips and taking aim. It ain't game night, no time to play. I'm getting paid, cutting deals fast. Can't leave nothing to chance. 6-figure budget, me ends taking my stands. In rooms with execs smiling, shaking their hands. I'm in uncharted waters, learning as I advance. And I do know I've been grinding so long just to get where I am, so I don't think turning back is a plan that I can't ever stand for. I'm almost on the other side, and I'm sure if I ain't really know what I'm in for. All I know is who I am, what I believe. I die for what I live for. I ain't gon' change. It won't change. It won't change. Moving on, feel like I just crossed the Rubicon. Yeah, moving on, feel like I just crossed the Rubicon. Rededicating my time to educating my mind so I can climb over obstacles in the way, or detonate the brick walls that they'll try and lay along the path with the hopes you'll be led astray. See, he who say that he can, he who say that he can't, are both usually right, and so I'm usually like Mayweather, however rocky the road gets. I ain't losing the fight, I'm taking no steps toward retreating, I'm leaping into elite status. I'm out the stratosphere, emotion I've never had is fear. My armor's bright like a knight, no Gladys near. No need to cut off the rabbit's rear foot. Look, I crossed over the river, now it's time to deliver. The point of no return is past, don't want a sliver, I want the whole pie. And I ain't saying please, cause just like some arthritic knees, I've been grinding so long just to get where I am, so I don't think turning back is a plan that I can't ever stand for. I'm almost on the other side, and I'm sure if I ain't really know what I'm in for. All I know is who I am, what I believe. I die for what I live for. I ain't gon' change. It won't change. It won't change. Moving on, feel like I just crossed the Rubicon. Yeah, moving on, feel like I just crossed the Rubicon.
He's artsy.
Yes, I really that I like that song. So for
Yes,
me to
indeed. I was like,
you
you
know
know,
what
it's
I like the fact that again, just like with Diggy earlier, like they have their own sound, their own voice, and it sticks out to me immediately because everybody else sounds like the same person singing every song, the same producer, the same whoever was hitting the beat track or whatever. Like they all sound the same to me. Like the cadence is the same. They sing songy, making those weird sound effects and stuff. And these two young men who grew up in this industry found their own voice. Like they didn't say, well, this made so and so money, so I'm going to do that.
right.
I really appreciate that about both of them. And with Monk Wave, he seems like again, he's so individual in his craft that you can't even find him easily. Like you I think that it feels like his goal is to not so much to like distance himself from his father, but really, really, really force you to acknowledge and appreciate him as the artist who he is, as
Yeah.
opposed to being Jeffrey Osborne's father. I mean, Jeffrey Osborne's son. So
Like I said to y'all, there was one image on all of Google that with Monkwave that actually had his face. And that is the one that I used on the background. Thank you, Tashawana, for going to his Facebook page and confirming that I did indeed show the right person.
Yeah, I saw that picture too on his Facebook page, but I was like, I don't know, because I needed to see him next to his father, because that could be very well be Monk Wave, and his name could very well be Jeffrey Osborne Jr. But are you really this man's son? So that's what man. I was like, I gotta find a picture with his family, and finally, I found one. Just like you found that one picture, I found one picture of him with his father and his sister and his mom. Well, it was the whole family. And then I was like, let me put it next to this picture. Like I kept like flipping back and forth trying to make sure I saw the same like facial features. It was a challenge. Okay. It was a challenge. But
yes.
I'm very glad that I was able to share his music and the music that he worked on with his father. Like again, that influence is there. And it clearly he didn't force him to try to sing, because he has vocals. He could have done that, but he went with what his first love or first passion or first whatever is, which is hip hop. But he still had that musicality in there too. So
absolutely. Well, thank you for introducing us to some stuff today.
Okay, that's what I be trying to do sometimes.
Now it should surprise no one that I wasn't going to let this entire show be just fathers and sons.
Okay.
So I had to get a daughter along with her father posthumously.
Okay.
And of course, if we were going to do this, then I had to do the Hathaways.
Absolutely.
Now, the reason why I chose this one in particular is because until just this holiday season, Layla has made a point that, that like I'll redo one song, I'll here or there, but she has not rested her career on doing remakes of her father's hits.
Right.
She has carved out clearly her own path in this industry. Absolutely. And I'm so glad that she's so good and grown that at this point she does whatever the heck she wants to do. And in 2022, most of the releases that she put out was her guesting on other people's stuff. It was not even the pressure of I got to release an album every whatever,
right,
in order to stay relevant. No, she's just making the music that she.
Girl, I
see that emphatic arm. So, the idea that she is living her life and doing her music her way, I think is incredibly important. But this particular song that I decided to close out with tonight is a song that appears on my favorite album of hers, and I have them all, and I love them all. But Self-Portrait is my favorite album for the arc of the music that she includes there. And this song, she samples her father. So again, you get Daddy's voice in here without having him to be able to sing. And this became relevant to me tonight also to make sure that we had not just fathers and sons for the whole show, but because very recently, Shareese and I both have seen the Roberta Flack documentary on PBS. And in the Roberta Flack documentary, she spends there's a good chunk of time speaking about her relationship with Donny Hathaway and his struggles, you know, regardless of how talented he was, regardless of how much he has imprinted, he is one of the singularly most influential male vocalists on contemporary R&B for sure. And despite all of that, there was mental illness and there was this questioning his place. He constantly questioned his place. And so that his daughter could forge her way in this industry, not resting on the last name and not resting on his catalog, but to be able to sing and do it her way, but then to find these moments where she will go back and pull a particular song out of his catalog and redo it. Or in this case, to use his voice from the recording to enhance the way that she wanted to share around this theme. So from Self-Portrait, this song is similarly named to one of her father's releases and uses a sample of him speaking and singing in it. It's called Little Girl.
Bling, bling. Na, 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 Flashback to a Midwest town in a time of Renaissance. Innocent child, Saturdays and Soul Train, music feeds a budding mind, pain and glory on your FM dial. Just a little girl in a big world, hiding in the shadow of the light. Just a little girl in a big world. Oh, listen to the voice of your divine Mama and that big old Lincoln, frying fish good to the bone. Two baby girls, ooh, she did it all alone, did it all alone, did it all alone. Daddy in that big old sky ran fast, maybe too fast sometimes. Always there, right here, yeah. Pain and glory on my FM dial. Just a little girl in a big world, hiding in the shadow of the light. Just a little girl in a big world. Oh, listen to the voice of your divine. Whoa, 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 whoa. What you wanna know? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a little girl in a big world. What you wanna know? Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Different aspects of life, you know, the good,
The negative, the dull, the exciting, the whole thing, the tension, the calm.
Just a little girl in a big world, hiding in the shadow of the light. Yeah. Just a little girl in a big world. Oh, listen to the voice of your divine flashback. Just a little girl in a big world, hiding in the shadow of the light. Flashback. Just a little girl in a big world. Pain and glory on my heaven died. Flashback. Pain and glory on my heaven died. Flashback. Pain and glory on my heaven. I heard that.
And that legacy, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of our show. When I hear him talk, it gets me. It's just something he was a Libra. So, there's relating there for me too. But he seemed to be such a gentle, troubled spirit. You know what I mean? Has so much going on. And that's why he sang the blues so well. Because he understood it, very, very personally. And what a legacy.
I promise. She is carrying that name so well. Like, I'm sure, is very proud of all that she does and all that she gives to this industry that he loves so much.
Yeah.
And unfortunately left way before what any of us would consider his time. So I can't say nothing about Layla Hathaway right now, because she is a person, again, well, I'm saying it, I guess. She is a person whose voice is like satin to me. Like, she is so buttery smooth, and you just can get lost in the tone of her voice. She's a beautiful person, beautiful spirit, and her gift is undeniable. Incredible.
Indeed. And I appreciate her being one of the artists from the very beginning. When I decided that I was doing this Soul Sanctuary thing, she was down for the cause and gave me incredible access. And she is mad goofy. Like, I know that if she lived in Philly, like, we'd be homies. Like, we would hang, because she's got that kind of spirit.
We, including me, because there's no way. What? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, and now she is Dr. Hathaway. Let us not forget.
Yes.
After receiving her honorary doctorate from her alma mater, Berklee College of Music. So, shout out to all of that artistry and that legacy, that continuing. Because, her mama and her daddy both met on the campus of Howard University singing. So, she gets it very naturally.
Absolutely.
And that is a beautiful thing. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we do it. Generally speaking, it is every other Tuesday. Every now and again we got to adjust. But generally speaking, every other Tuesday, right here on YouTube and the other places where we syndicate, inviting you into this conversation so that we can give a close listen to this music that we say we love. And we try to give you some backstory, some information about the artists that we feature under the themes that we put together. Not all of the themes are generated by Shareese and I. We take your suggestions. So this is my opportunity to remind you, if you got a bee in your bonnet, you got something that you feel we should cover on this program, send an email. Let us know. Let us know what you would like us to explore. Shareese and I are always down, not to be digging in our brains every show to
Yes.
think of a theme. So we want to honor your creativity and what you want to hear.
That's right.
So definitely reach out and let us know.
Definitely appreciate all of the suggestions that we get. We still have a few in the, what do you call it, the hopper?
Yes,
okay.
the hopper.
That we can explore and that we will explore, and even ideas for, you know, how the show gets brought to you guys. So we're still working on, you know, little enhancements to make it, you know, well we already focus on you guys. We focus on what we think that you want to hear when we come up with themes and when we choose the songs. And we absolutely have been open and will remain open to all of your suggestions, because it, you know, 7 brains is you know, more efficient than 2.
And Shareese did so much homework for this show that we could come back next time and do another one on this theme. But you know, we'll switch it up a little bit, but we will revisit generations in a future episode for sure.
And hopefully some of the I had a whole list of combos, and Donnie and Layla were on my list, but you know, I kind of went with what I went with. But hopefully some of the other combos that I was hoping maybe existed, because I didn't know, you know, for sure that the people, the parent and child who I was hoping, I didn't know for sure if the child had music, so I had to go and look and find out. So hopefully by the time we revisit, some of these children who I was hoping to find music from, because it would have been really dope to hear from them in a recorded scenario. I've seen, you had the little TikTok videos, people singing, and it's like, oh, do you have something? And then they don't. So hopefully they'll keep on pushing, and we'll get something that we can share for the next volume of Generations.
Absolutely. But we want to thank everybody, as always, for hanging out with us in the chat and just being a presence, making us laugh, making us think, doing some research for us. We always appreciate that as well. And we hope that you will tell some other folk you know. Invite people to the party, spread this gospel out far and wide, and let people know we have a good time on the show, and that they should subscribe to the YouTube channel to make sure that you always know when our next episode is coming up.
Yes, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. What I'm saying this out loud to y'all so that I know I do, so I make sure I do it. When we have our off weeks, I want to start posting the link so that you can watch older episodes, ones that you probably were a part of. If you've been with us since day one, we got some day ones up in here that still, you know, day whatever this is, 672. Well, every one of these days. So you'll remember, you know, these episodes, but you know, more so to kind of bridge the gap between our off weeks, and to get people to remember, oh yeah, I want to catch when they live, you know. Well, I'm gonna try to do that. That's my thing. Okay, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it.
You heard it here, folks. Hold her to it.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Again, laissez le bon temps rouler. Enjoy the rest of your Mardi Gras, and Lord willing, we'll be back here in 2 weeks and do it all again.
Yes. Good night.